So I have news you are not gonna believe. The Pure Stock is back and the Prelude we sold is back. I would never have guessed. The reason why? The 8 car is leaving. I'll explain a little bit later, but a deal's a deal. So let's see what we're gonna get into now. So we got the car loaded up. I told y'all that the 8's leaving. These fine gentlemen you've seen on the channel, the Walker family. So you bought both of our cars.
We did.
You brought one back with a girlfriend.
With
and you're
a
taking
partner,
another
yeah,
one.
and then we'll take another one home.
So here's the deal. Jacob Walker, we raced with him, number 13. His son, I forget your name. Preston Walker, right?
Yep, number 67.
67 and 13. So Jacob's been racing a Sunfire at Hattiesburg, and he was like, I'm ready to go to the front. Not that he wasn't. Some people will take that offensively, but you have to know me to know I wasn't offensive.
Yeah, it was a struggle to stay there.
He wanted to say, how do I assure that I'm in the front no matter what happens? And I said, you got to buy one of our RSXs. So when the 111 went for sale, Jacob bought it. And so he's got it at his house. Actually, it's the 4-1. So he's got it at his house. He's cut it up. He's going to reskin it. He also bought the Prelude that you guys saw that Brett was building that we got from, golly, I'm sorry, dude. I know you watch the channel. Anyways, Tyler Morris. So what just happened is he also bought the Prelude. Came and got it, what? Months ago. Back in November, and he just messaged me today and said, hey bro, do you want to do a swap-a-roo? And I said, what you got? And he said, I got your Prelude and a sister donor car to go with it. And I said, what do you want? And he said the 8 car. And I was like, oh my gosh, a piece of my heart left. So Preston is going to be piloting the 8 car, new 67 car. Correct. Instead of building the Prelude out. And now we're going to do something with 2 Preludes. So you guys drop a comment and let us know. Do we build the Preludes out or do we sell the Preludes? If you want to buy it, come get it. So we wish y'all the best of luck. You got 2 race-ready cars now.
We do, and by the time you get those built out,
you'll buy it back.
We might buy them back.
Yeah, he'll probably buy them back. I got a great sponsor. Let me come get both of them.
This is our test stable.
Okay, good deal. Well, thank y'all for supporting us.
Absolutely.
They let us know, hey, we watch every video, and that means the world because it supports us. Helps us grow the channel, all that good stuff. So y'all wish them luck.
We'll see y'all then.
All right, later. So it's really cool that some local racers were able to get the old 4-1 car and the 8 car. I told you guys I'm gonna do a video update on all of our rides, and so that's exactly what this video is about. But I told you guys we sold the Prelude. If y'all remember correctly, we started building this car for Brett, which is my sister's boyfriend, and we sold it. We ended up selling it, and this is the car right here. And so we sold the car to Jacob with the 111, which is the old 4-1. Also won a bunch of races. Dad just raced at Pike with the 111 car, so they now have both of them cars. I'm gonna put a picture right here of what they look like today. But the cool thing, like we mentioned, is he traded us back the Preludes. And so it went full circle. We bought these cars from Tyler Morris. We installed the cage. We did a video on that. So you can go back and watch that video of Brett getting everything done. And the 8 car, y'all just saw that we got it ready to go. Well, he came and bought this and realized it was a little bit more work that he wanted to do. So when I posted the 8 car for sale, he said, hey, I'll trade you back. But instead of just trading you this back, he gave us a complete car, which is right here. And so this car is complete. It's got an engine, transmission, harness, cables, ECU, everything. So this is pretty much a daily driver that you would see off the street. And this is what it looks like whenever we make it into a race car. And so I've actually got both of these cars for sale right now. I just posted them today for $4,000. So if any of you racers are close to the Moss Point, Mississippi area and are looking for some race cars, here is a set right here. You've got 2 H22A engines, 2 5-speeds. I mean, you got 2 of everything right here. All you need to do is take everything like the mounting brackets and all the stuff out of this one and axles and all, and installing this one, and you can have you a car ready to go. But there's your update on them two cars. So the 8 car is gone, the 4.1 car is gone, and you can see in the background, for anybody asking, that's another car that is going to be a daily RSX that we may do. We've done that one before, bought that car from the same guy, and so we're probably going to end up putting an engine and transmission in that one and selling it as a daily driver. So there's your update on them two. 8 car is gone. 25 Prelude with a sister car is back. So let's go back down here to my shop and I'll show you guys where the Pure Stocks, the Legend, the Go-karts, and the Turd stands. All right, so update on the Turd. You guys saw that video. Here it is sitting pretty much race ready. I've got another can of black paint. I left off exactly where this car was. I haven't painted everything yet. But if you watched the last video, I have done nothing to this car since that last video, but I've got to redo the front bumper on that, or not redo it, I've got to add the bracing so that this thing doesn't wobble like that. And I got to finish mounting or painting the cage, and then I've got to mount the seat, the Lazy Boy recliner. And once I get all that done, I'll paint the inside, vacuum it out real good, and the Turd will be ready to go. And its first race is coming up at Southern Raceway probably in about 3 weeks. I'm going to try to take it to the track. All right, so let's go check out the Legend and the Pure Stock. So you guys may not know the history on this. The Pure Stock, we sold this car and then it came back. I've got to get this thing to fire up. I've got it out here covered up to where no water can get in it or anything like that. And this thing is for sale. It doesn't look real good right now because I took the body and all off, but we'll take $3,000 for this car. It's gonna go up once I get this baby to fire up, but this engine is free. So I'm gonna do some work and get everything put in that. And once I get that done, we'll be able to rock and roll and get this car cranked again. All right, well anyways, like I was saying before the dogs decided to interrupt me, this car is for sale. It's probably not going to be sold off of this video because of how bad it looks, but I'm going to redo this car unless somebody wants to make us a better offer on it. It's a factory stock with a really built 355, I think, but I'm going to try to get that thing busted off here shortly. The Legend car, piece of junk. If you guys don't remember at all, I flipped this car over and about lost my life. I have somewhat rigged it with new parts just to get it rolling, and it has been pushed out here and is rusting away. I do have plans one day to maybe fix this. If not, it's going to just go to the scrapyard or I'll part it out or something, but I really have no intentions on racing this thing anytime soon in the near future. It's all twisted and everything's busted up. So don't really, like I said, have a lot of plans to do anything with this. I am going to get it covered. I already bought a tarp. I just got to cover it up. But it's this thing seems better days. I mean, it's pretty bad. I mean, all the steering shafts bent. It's all rusted out. I mean, this thing's been underwater like twice. But so yeah, there's the Legend car update. It's just sitting out here rotting away. It's really sad because that thing was really fun too. So the 004 Pure Stock, I'm actually in the process right now of making a video for you guys. I'm not sure if it's already come out, but as of right now, this one is in the works. Got the dash off. I've got all of the wiring harness I'm working on. I just got done redoing all the brakes and welding all the front end up, and I'm almost ready to put everything back together. Once I get this wiring harness done, I've been working on it, but you can see I'm in the process of making a video there and getting the engine done. I've already got the transmission put back on, and so all I got left to do is air these tires up and get this thing to where it'll roll, and then I'm gonna push this thing out, pressure wash it with our new A-Volt pressure washer and get this engine bay clean, and then I'm gonna repaint all this real nice, and then it'll be time to drop that engine back in. So I'm hoping that video will be out soon, and this car, by the time you are watching this, will probably be rolling and cranking again, hopefully. This go-kart here We found a track, Pensacola dirt track, that actually races these. I believe this engine's gonna be in the animal class. I'm not real sure, but I was told it was illegal for like a box stock class. But I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I am probably just gonna get this one and leave this one ready so that I can go and ride on our little track with Uriah. But this one here, I did drive it. It is fast as lightning. And so for now, I just tried to put that little seat in there, but that seat's coming out. And I'm gonna put the big seat back in it, which is up there. And I'm gonna put that seat, which is the correct seat, into this go-kart. So Uriah's go-kart, we got rained out Saturday night. It was ready to go. Y'all saw he went to a practice, did amazing. He has moved up to the junior champ. So we got the restrictor plate changed out, and I got everything changed, got his new gear on and stuff like that. All I have left to do on this is get his seat changed, get rid of this one, and put that one in, and he will be good to go. He did get him a new sponsor, Gulf Coast Gator Ranch, which is right here local to us. And so he's excited about that. They came on board this year for Uriah. So if y'all are near Gulf Coast Gator Ranch, Moss Point, Mississippi, there's their number. Let them know that you support Fleming Family Racing, because they support us. So it's really cool. So there's you an update of all of the cars down at my house. And so what we'll do is I'll go down to the barn here shortly and give you an update on the P1G, the 33, and the, what else? The 5R and Austin's Falcon. So let's go down there. Oh wait, I almost forgot, the 16S. So this car was loaded up on the trailer. I took this car to Hattiesburg, ran out of gas. It was embarrassing, but I came home and we noticed that the header was busted. There was a bolt stripped out, and what else? The fan switch. So Dad got it ready to go. He replaced the fan switch, which was this one, so that works again. He got the bottle put back on from the overheating issue, and he welded the header up and replaced and helicoiled the bad stud for the header. But this car was loaded up to race at Hattiesburg last Friday night, and they decided not to bring it. And so it's ready to go. I just got to do a few more things suspension wise, and then I'm going to try to do something with this left front to get it to where it doesn't rub as bad anymore. Another car I forgot to mention before we go back to the barn is the 13. So here's where she sits. I've done nothing to it yet because I've been busy working. But now that Dad has learned how to tube and bend all of this back, actually a subscriber reached out, a friend of mine, and showed me how he did the back of his car. And also I've been talking to RACR Scdra a lot and getting some info on what they did to the front of theirs. So I'm really excited about that. I've got some plans to come in here and remove all of this stuff. I'm gonna get rid of this brake booster ABS thing here and reroute all of my brakes. And they gave me some good pointers on how they tied in their car front end. And so that's coming soon. But I told you guys that I'm gonna try to focus mainly on the pure stock and the 16 some this year. And I'm gonna take my time on this car. So now let's go to the barn. As sad as this is where the one car is sitting. So if you guys remember, this car was in the process of being ready to go to the Sweat Hog race. Everything was done on it. It was washed, it was ready, it was clean. And we got everything redone, pulled everything out. And this axle kept popping out. So for some reason, you can see right here, this axle keeps coming out of the car. We bought brand new axles, got new struts, everything for it. And for some reason, the axle keeps popping out. Not sure why, but I will tell you guys that this car right here, if you put a jump box on this thing, I'm about 90% positive this bad boy would bust off. There's one of our nice batteries. But we've got the new axle. We just cannot figure out why this thing keeps popping out. So what we're gonna end up doing is I think we're gonna make our own axle. But yeah, this thing is in nasty shape, but here probably soon. I'm about to come grab this one again, clean it all out, and get it going. But that's the status of this one. This is all our junk parts from that EG we sold. But yeah, so the P1G car, that's where it's been sitting forever. It was ready to race, and we literally pushed it right there, and that's where it sat forever. So we'll have to get that one out again and get it going. The K9 car. So this one was scheduled to race last Friday or Saturday night, but they rained out. So this one is next in line to be pushed into the barn. They already got the radiator set in there. We've got to put the T-bar in, and we've got to put the air box. But this one here just needs the front end put back on, which is sitting right there. And then we got to clean it up and get the right stuff on it, put the bumper back on, and then do some sheet metal and touch up paint. It looks rough right now, but once we get the nose put back on and all the sheet metal and get it touched back up with some paint, it'll be good to go again. This one is the loner because this one's been wrecked, flipped, and then smoked the wall. But Kevin plans to run this car this year some, but we definitely have to show it some love. But I believe this one is got the next spot to go into the shop, and they're going to be working on this one Tuesday night, which is tomorrow night, I believe, getting everything back going on that. But that's the status of the K9. Runs and drives great, and they just got to get it looking good again, wash it and clean it up. Okay, so the Scdra hatch. You can see here some of the progress that's been done on this car. All of the cage work is done. They started even putting in all of the plates so that the cage can get welded in. But Dad did the cage and got it all welded up. Austin came in here and did all of the mounts. So they already had the K-Series engine sitting down in here. So all of these mounts were for the a K-Series. But all of the engine, they put an engine down in here just to mock everything up. And then Austin took it all back out so that he could paint it. So this one's close. Now that Colton's Crown Vic is out of the shop, Dad's about to pull this one back in. It's not as far as you think. All of the plating is done and welded in. We've just got the cage sitting in there because we want to make sure that we get the seat right. Dad came back here and cut out all of the rear end so that he can start plating and doing all of the plating down in the bottom. But they got the gas tank and everything cut out so that they can mock that up. And then the roof is set back on here, and we're going to cut it, and we'll get it all put back on real nice, and then build some doors, and then order the front end and stuff like that. We're going to add a few more bars, but this car is not that far from being pushed into the shop. We just had to focus on getting the cars ready that we're racing. And once we decided to make the 13 and the Falcon Scdra style, and we got the 16 car, this one got kind of put on the back burner. That's why we haven't worked on this one anymore, because this one was going to be our Scdra car for like the ice bowl and stuff like that. But once Dr. Robert Eaton and them blessed us with the 16, that's when this one got put on hold because of that. But we're almost time to bring this one back into the shop and start getting it back going again. So there's the update on the Scdra hatch. The Pony Express is pulled up here to the barn. It's been sitting here for a while, but everything, Dad started his engine teardown build, and he got all that done, and now he's just waiting to put everything back together. But this car, cosmetically, is just like he left it last year. Nothing wrong with it. All of the, the suspension was good and all that jazz. None of the bumpers messed up, so everything's good. It just needs a good washing and a few pot rivets put back in. But this car is good to go besides the engine. Once Dad gets the engine put back in, it'll be ready to race, which I believe he is about to start doing here shortly. He just had to wait on a few parts. And I think they got his engine block at the machine shop. That may be for another car, so don't quote me on that, but I do know that Dad's engine build is in process, the progress of being built I just don't know what the exact status is. But that's where the 33 is. So here is the 5 car. We have not put the stickers on it. You guys are going to see a build video on that. You may have already seen it. You may have not. But this car, they painted it. And unfortunately, right here bubbled up real bad. So they've come back in here and they've started sanding this back down to try to get this to where it doesn't bubble as bad. But this car actually looks really good. It turned out really well. And everything's done on the inside. We got to put the seat belts in, stuff like that. But she should be ready to race. She was gonna race, or Joe was gonna race this thing last Saturday night with Kevin, but they rained out, so he didn't race it. But everything's looking good as far as that goes. There's the seat belts and stuff like that. But it should be ready to rip here soon. But like I said, there's a video coming out on that. And either you've already seen it or you will see it soon. But if you're watching this one, that's the status of it as I'm filming. And last but not least, the Fighting Falcon. You guys saw in a video that Austin took this one to Hattiesburg with me, and he got destroyed in the back end. But you can't even tell now that it got in a wreck. They've already completely fixed it. Dad came in here and worked his magic and did what we should have done before we raced it and braced it, triangulated it. So Dad came in here off this bar. He straightened all them bars that got bent up right there and re-welded everything. And then he added that plate. Let's see if I can zoom in. Right there, he added that angle iron to it on both sides and then built his own back bumper that wraps all the way around. And then he went from that same bottom bar up to the middle. So the Falcon is back together. Everything looks good on it. Austin took this car back to Hattiesburg last Friday night after the race that he got wrecked, and for some reason somebody got slammed or something happened and this left axle keeps popping out. So when that guy came in and slammed him hard on the side, either it busted the C-clip out of the axle or the transmission's busted. One of the two. I don't know exactly which one it is. But they were racing and the axle kept popping out. But they did not make a video of that night. So they were just going to test, and the test failed because of that issue. So we're going to get this thing on the lift and see what's going on with it. There you go. That is a complete update on all of our cars down south here. We don't have any other car. We have one other car that I'm not going to show you guys yet that is in the works. And that's going to be kind of a secret. So there is one other car that's a mystery car that y'all just have to wait till later to see. But we do have 6 or 7 more shells, RSX shells out in the field that are just our bone yards for our parts cars. And so we do have them as parts cars. But that's it from down south. Hope y'all enjoyed this. Y'all have been asking for an update video on all of our builds, and that's where they all stand. As of, what's today, March 10th, I believe. Monday, March 10th, maybe the 11th. I don't know. But that's where we stand. So hope you guys have enjoyed the video footage the last couple of videos. Give me a thumbs up if you have. And we're just going to keep chipping away at all these, getting them going. And hopefully we'll get these cars on the track soon. At least the Pure Stock, the Go-Kart, Joe's, and Kevin's. They're the closest ones. And we'll get some stuff racing and making laps and slinging some dirt where we're not just working all the time. So y'all be blessed. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of all the builds. Let me know what your favorite build is. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.